Hades 2 to Pacific Drive, I knew there were going to be a lot of incredible indie games to look forward to in 2024, but I certainly did not expect one to be released so early. I'm talking about the CUB, and this is why you should play it this weekend. But first, if you also feel like games are getting too long, this series is for you. In Weekend Warrior, we recommend unique, self-contained games you can play during the weekend. You are welcome. First things first, let's all just take a moment to breathe in how damn good this game looks. The CUB features stunning art and animation that kept blowing my mind as I played through the game. It's the kind of game where I feel like you could capture any individual frame while you're playing and it would look like a screen grab from a beautiful animated movie. But at the same time, it absolutely needs to be seen in motion. Whether the main character is swinging from a light pole or petting a giraffe and then sliding down its back, the CUB has a level of quality to its animation that stands out from all but the absolute best looking indie games. Heck, I would even say it looks better than a lot of AAA games. Of course, all the beautiful art in the world wouldn't mean much if the game didn't also present a world that's worth exploring. The CUB is set in an intriguing and disturbingly easy-to-believe post-apocalyptic version of Earth. After ruining the planet with ecological and climate disasters, the richest humans have abandoned Earth for a new home on Mars, leaving everyone else to die. Oh yeah, I know what you're thinking, and you are correct. The city on Mars in this game is called Tesla City, and the billionaire they talk about funding the rockets is literally named Muscovich. Anyway, in the CUB you play as, well, a cub. An unnamed human child who has been raised by wolves and, for some reason, is able to survive the planet's toxic air. You'll have to run, jump, and slide your way through the ruins of the planet, including abandoned subway stations, rundown organic grocery stores, and even the remnants of a water park, complete with a delightful giant rubber ducky. It may sound lonely, but our hero isn't by himself for long. Shortly after the game begins, he discovers that some of the escapees from Mars have returned to Earth, and once they realize there's a human child running around, they'll stop at nothing to catch him. The CUB uses a handful of short cutscenes, some collectibles, and incredible environmental storytelling to paint a scathing but believable portrait of our near future if we don't stop screwing at the planet. And, something I really loved, it doesn't hold back from openly calling out modern-day tech bros in its critique. Okay, so hold on, we're making this game sound way too depressing. The CUB deals with some very serious dark topics, but it presents them in a way that's frankly fun as hell. It looks and plays great, but a lot of its immaculate vibes are actually given by its unforgettable soundtrack. Basically, early in the game, the main character discovers a dead astronaut and decides to wear his helmet. And that helmet just so happens to be tuned to everyone's favorite Martian radio station, Radio Nostalgia, for Mars.
In other words, a shot for the last day of Earth.
Radio Nostalgia is a brilliant mix of goofy skits from the DJ.
Speaking of stuffy air, please don't attempt to open portal windows to let some fresh air in.
More serious stories that give info about life on Mars and what life was once like on Earth. And some of the most bonkers music selections I've ever heard in a video game. The songs range from psychedelic rock to techno to a creepy yet catchy tune that the DJ calls toddler pop. Just how much did I love the CUB soundtrack? Well, this is the first time I've ever seriously considered buying a game soundtrack from Steam. It's not just the incredible soundtrack, or the gorgeous visuals, or the detailed, depressing world. It's not even just the excellent platforming gameplay. It's how developer Demagogue Studio pulls it all together into this perfect, complete package where every single element feels hand-designed. Nothing is out of place. Nothing feels like padding to make the game last longer. In fact, that's why the CUB can be completed in a mere 4 or 5 hours. If you're more of a AAA addict, you might feel like that's too short, but for me, it's part of the appeal. This is a game that knows exactly what it wants to say, and takes exactly as much time as necessary to say it. No wasted time, no repeated sentences, no overused game mechanics. And that's why it's the perfect game for sitting down and blasting through in a weekend. If you are looking for a game to play this weekend, but post-apocalyptic platformers are not your thing, check out our next Weekend Warrior episodes. And if you want to recommend a game you loved, or even one you made for the series, let us know in the comments below.